Hey guys, guess who's back? Here's why I quit YouTube for the past year, how my life changed drastically, new house, more money, better health, both mental and physical, they're both important, my self-confidence totally transformed, and what I did and how you can do it too. Of course, I'm back so I can share everything that I have learned that I put into practice starting a year ago. What changed all of this for me? I realized that I was stuck in a loop of searching for my solutions to my problems and not just executing the things that I was learning that I needed to be doing. I just kept perpetuating this state of lack, essentially. I was procrastinating, doing the work that I was learning that I needed to do. And why I quit YouTube was because me sharing what I was learning was part of my problem of procrastination. So I am on the other side of that and back to share with you about how and what and when and how and what and when and all the things, but what the simplest root of it was so that you may do it too. And I think we can start with what I just said. The root was I was learning what I needed to do and I was procrastinating actually doing it. Odds are, if you're watching this video, there's a long list of things that you already know that you could be doing to change your life. And I am here to help with that and share my experience of what I did so that, sometimes it's like we gotta hear it from somebody else to be like, okay, they did it. Yeah, I can definitely do it. You just need that little oomph, and I'm here for that, for you today. So, one, my new apartment. You might notice that where I'm recording from looks a little different than my last apartment, and even the first place that I was recording when I started this channel. And if you followed me since the last one, you can remember that when I got into that last space I was in, it was a huge, amazing, powerful transformation for me. It was a big stepping stone in my life. It was amazing for me at the time, but like all living things, eventually we start to outgrow our containers. We naturally need to expand. And so what started as one thing became something that no longer suited me anymore. And I knew that I needed to grow and expand, but my old belief system was preventing me from thinking that this was achievable until I made this one switch that I'm going to share with you in this video. And it was like so simple. I don't even have the words for the way I felt when I realized how simple this mindset shift was. So to my work. I could go on a whole tangent, but the short version is that I am now making more money with a new job where I am almost never stressed. I know that I'm sure that I talked about all the positives of my old job working with children in the public school system, and it was an invaluable life experience for sure that I absolutely do not regret, but it was not healthy and sustainable for me in the long run. And letting go of that was difficult, but we won't get into that in this video today. But now I make more money. My stress levels are almost non-existent, definitely a lot healthier. I enjoy all of my coworkers as people who support me. That's probably crazy for some people to hear. It's crazy for old me to hear that that's possible. And I work less, and that doesn't necessarily mean the hours, but rather the impact that the work has on my whole system is less negative, less draining, all of that. And I have so many opportunities for growth in this new role that I have. Again, we'll get to what shifted all of this. 3, my health now, because of the changes that I made with my career and my new living space, I'm almost never sick. This has inspired me to improve my daily routines, my diet, my exercise, and just continue improving upon my health. And then mental goes with that as well. My self-confidence and my mental health is all about, all changed because of this one big thing that I'm going to share with you right now. I shifted my mindset around self-worth. I'm sure you've heard me talk at length about this on my channel in my previous videos, but we need to know that this is a new me that you are talking to or listening to now. So I shifted my mindset around self-worth. I used to think that you had to earn things. You needed, in order to be worthy of things. And I think we hear the term, or we hear the word worth used with manifestation frequently in the community. And I'm not saying that, everyone is meaning it the way that I took it, but I had to get honest with myself about my definition of my self-worth. And I didn't even realize that I really did believe that worth is something that you have to earn. In a video game, you want to unlock a level or a bonus outfit or whatever it is, but you need a certain amount of tokens. And I really had that belief around the universe. And you can obviously operate from that, but it might be more difficult. And I no longer wanted to do that because it didn't make me happy. I didn't like it. I didn't feel in alignment with my highest sense of peace. So what I did was I replaced the sense of self-worth, or this construct I had, my belief system around what self-worth and worthiness was, with preference. And I will attribute this to a Bashar video. I'm someone who used to be very resistant to the concept of channeled information, and I won't get into that today, but actually a lot of the shifts that I'm going to share with you were from things that came from Bashar videos that showed up on my social media feeds. And I am so grateful for that. But shifting it to I prefer an experience or I do not prefer an experience. And when it came to my search for a new living space, I had these belief systems around the kind of people that lived in an apartment that I live in now. And how that did not align with the way I was seeing myself. But just like if I were to go into a Target and say, hey, I actually want to purchase this skincare product instead of this other one that I've been purchasing, it's a little bit pricier, maybe it's locked in one of those little cabinets. If you have the money for it and you meet all the qualifications, maybe you got to show your ID, cough medicine, I don't know. Stay with me here. You can get it. But I had this belief system around the way other people would perceive me, and that my perception of myself could somehow stop me from getting something that I was fully qualified for. And that belief system caused me a lot of discomfort in the process, but I was able to recognize it and work through it. And one thing that really helped was shifting my sense of self-worth or desire to, I just prefer this. I would prefer to have this apartment and I'm qualified for it. And it's that simple. It took my belief system and totally reshaped it in a way that worked for me and made it a lot more effortless to believe that, of course, I could have this. And, I've explained my sense of, my understanding, my belief system around self-worth, and I know that that's probably, obviously, not accurate to the rules of this realm, but I didn't fight with myself about it. I think one thing is I have certainly been in the practice in my life of going and digging deep into the root of the issue, and sometimes it is as simple as just saying, okay, that's not going to work. I'm not going to fight that. Let's see what does work. So, moving on, I'm going to bring it back to how I said, I realized I was stuck in this loop of searching for solutions to my problems. And if you listen to me, then you know that your problems are a result of something internal, or the perception of problems is a result of something internal. And so this was just a huge delay for me to actually get out there and make the transformations, take the actions that I needed to do. And making these videos was a part of me procrastinating because I was just telling everybody else all the things that I needed to be doing. And one day I just had enough with something I was experiencing in my life, and I was like, okay, for 1 week, cut everything else out, and I want you to just practice what you've been telling everybody else. And that week changed everything for me, and it just snowballed. And it brought so much peace in my life. Before the physical changes even started to come in, it was so much peace, but it was also kind of a mental war with myself. Like it's not easy right away, or at least it wasn't for me. So don't stress if it's not easy for you right away. You have to commit to a new routine, even if it's a mental routine. You have to say, okay, I know that I need to make these changes, and you just have to commit to them. It might not happen easily. You might have to work at it. But that's okay, because you can definitely achieve your goals that way. Nothing wrong with a little bit of work. So I actually don't want this video to be too much longer, so I'm going to stop it here. I have so many ideas for future videos, but I'm going to leave you with this homework. What I want you to do is I want you to think of one thing you can do this week, a second thing you can do next week, and the third thing that you can do 3 weeks from now to make what might seem like small change in your life. For example, supplement routine. A proper supplement and vitamin routine has been massive for me. So if that were your goal, obviously in 1 week, you're probably not going to have every single supplement you need to be taking, because one, you need to do some research. Maybe you need to consult with, your healthcare providers, anything like that. You might need to do the research, right? So say that you want to change your wardrobe, or you want to, whatever it is, step one can be just figuring it out and planning it out, researching what it is that you're going to do. But set a time. Okay, Friday at 7 p.m. after I eat dinner, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to, write this down. Figure out what next week's goal is. So if we're going to keep going with the supplement routine, what I did was I sat down and made sure that I was taking it. I looked at what I was already taking. What do I still need to be taking? I did a little bit of research to make sure that my understanding of that was appropriate. And then I bought myself one of those pill organizers for the week, because I'm awful about it. It's not a part of my routine, and I need to make it one. And so I knew that that tool would help me. Maybe step 3 is start implementing protein powder into smoothies, something like that. But I want you to think of 3 things that you can do over the next 3 weeks. It doesn't have to be 3, it can be more than that. But write them down right now. Text them to your best friend so somebody knows that it's happening. Text your sister, text your mom, whoever. Write it down on your phone, write it down on a piece of paper, somewhere that you are going to see it. Do not put it in your notes app if you're never going to look at your notes app. Set a reminder on your phone. A little calendar alert. I was supposed to do this by this date, and have it notify you. Figure out something that's going to work for you so that you'll actually follow through with it. That is the key. Knowing what you need to be doing, setting yourself up to follow through with the actions that you know that you need to be taking. You don't have to rush yourself. If you're truly not ready to start taking those actions, that's fine. Take it in your own time. But if you know that you're procrastinating like I was, and you're ready, make it happen. Set yourself up for success. And that is what I'm going to be talking about in my videos going forward. I'm not going to make any promises about how frequently I'm posting. Right now I have a ton of ideas. We'll see. I'm allowing myself to just flow with what feels good for me. But I'm going to be gearing them towards practical, everyday kind of changes that you can make, and really pairing that, kind of grounding that more and more, so that you can see the changes that you want to see in your life. Okay, well, it's great to be back. Good to see everyone, new faces, I'm sure. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to expand upon anything, what you'd like to hear from me about. I definitely love knowing what your interests are and how I can assist with that, what advice, support I can offer. Let me know. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video.